So, good afternoon, everybody. This is Chijamz. This is Chijamz, and I'm glad to have you all here tonight. I'm here with my boss, Mr. Oluwatosin Bello. He's going to be okay. Let me just quickly mute everybody right now so that we would have. Aha. So, Sabob, you are free to unmute yourself. Okay, so by way of introduction, something is happening here. I don't know if it's me or not me, but okay. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chijamz, and I'm here today with my fellow ambassador for Algorand, Mr. Oluwatosin Bello. Today, we are going to talk to you guys about blockchain acceleration and building solutions um, building blockchain solutions using Algorand. Mr. Bello is here with us all. He's going to take charge of um, the training. I think I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen right now, so that sir, you're with us, right? You're with us, Mr. Bob. Are you with us?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. We can
Okay.
hear you perfectly.
All right, great. All right, great. I'm well with you. Thank you.
All right, so you're welcome, sir. We have less than 30 minutes for this section. Sorry, for 5 minutes for this section. So you are free to go. You are free to go, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm Chijamz. So can I proceed now?
Yes, of course. You are free to proceed, sir.
Okay. All right. Great. Welcome everyone here. So let me start sharing my. So can anyone see me now?
No, sir. We've not started seeing your screen. Click on share screen. Down. Okay, yeah, we can see you now.
Okay. All right. All right. Before I start sharing my screen, and I want to welcome everyone here today. And it's nice meeting you all. And thank you to the host. Thanks to the host, and thanks to everyone that has joined this webinar today. We are actually talking about, Algorand is the major, topic of discussion today. But basically, why Algorand, and why are we here to, talk about Algorand? Basically, we want to talk about the technology, how the technology is will be able to help us change a lot of things in our daily lives, in our businesses, and even in fact in everything we do today, especially every sector of the economics, so can use a blockchain technology, for the growth of their businesses. So a quick one, I want to say, what is Algorand? Algorand is a technology, a blockchain technology. Let me use that word. Algorand is a blockchain technology. Like we have in some other blockchain technology, we have Ethereum, we have Bitcoin network, we have Zcash, we have, in fact, we have so many of them, out there. But basically, each of them have a problem they solve, and they try to provide solution to one problem or the other, either in the financial sector, in the health sector, in whatever sector they are focusing on. But Algorand is virtually different in the sense that Algorand has been able to provide solution to a wide range of problems that this blockchain have not been able to solve today. And we have a, for example, let me talk about Bitcoin, because we all understand Bitcoin network. Bitcoin is different from blockchain. On Bitcoin actually is a cryptocurrency, and we have a blockchain, which is the basic protocol. So on the protocol blockchain, that is when the Bitcoin lives. So that is when Bitcoin survives. So on Bitcoin network, we understand that now Bitcoin is something like a speculative coin, because it cannot be able to really perform up to the standard. And we also have Ethereum, which is also good for decentralized applications. And today we understand that Ethereum is not being able to scale very well to be able to attract mass adoption. So that's the problem that is Ethereum is facing nowadays. And even from the onset, we heard the story of CryptoKitties, which was the first decentralized, gaming application that was deployed on Ethereum. It's almost as in bring down Ethereum network when it started, because Ethereum is not being able to accommodate, to be able to what, to make this application run because of the massive people that are pumping in on the network. You understand? Hello, can anyone hear me? I hope I'm communicating.
Yes, sir, we
Hello?
can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, all right,
Guys,
great.
if you can hear, just type on the chat box. Okay, type "I can hear" on the chat box so our co-hosts can see and then continue. All right.
Okay, all right, great. All right, great. I just want to be sure. So, like I was saying, so Ethereum had this problem. Basically, for a blockchain, you want to be ensure that blockchain is number one. You want to ensure that blockchain is secure, blockchain is able to scale, and blockchain is what has a high and a maximum decentralized nature. And all these three must be present in a blockchain for you to be able to know that a blockchain is who actually have a good potential, to for your products or you want to deploy or for your idea. But then, how do we solve this problem? And we can see that because there's not been able any other blockchain that has come out to be able to solve this problem. Then Algorand came up. Algorand team looked at the way they are going to solve this problem by what? By saying, okay, look at here. How do we do it that we're not going to sacrifice security for scalability or for decentralization? What does this mean in the sense that we call it blockchain trilemma? And how blockchain trilemma works in that in existing blockchain, like in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others. So a lot of them, they are sacrificed one for another. Like Ethereum sacrifices scalability for what? For decentralization. Ethereum is trying to decentralize to achieve decentralization, though now scalability is the issue on the network. So Algorand has been able to solve these three problems without any further compromise to other parts. You understand? So what they are now doing is that they combine these three: decentralization, security, and scalability. They combine them together and they make the network more stronger even than the existing blockchain. So now businesses can thrive very faster on Algorand blockchain. You can deploy your ideas, you can deploy smart contracts, you can deploy a lot of things on Algorand, and you will rest assured that your applications are going to run just as the way you deploy them. So how can we use Algorand? In what area can we use Algorand for? For example, we can use Algorand in what? In financial sector. We call it decentralized finance. You can use Algorand basically, you understand, to write a smart contract, because it's a smart contract platform which lets developers write application. Let me explain what smart contract so that you will understand. A smart contract is more or less like writing an instruction. You're writing an instruction that this is how it will work. For instance, now two people want to make an agreement. They want to buy. There's a seller, there is a buyer. So these two people, they are both two parties. And if you look at in the traditional financial sector, where we have the third party, the middleman, like the banks or the settlement, the clearing center between the buyers and the sellers. So a lot of things happen between these three parties. The buyer wants to buy something and the seller wants to give something. So now somebody acts in the middle because there is no trust. Because the buyer does not trust the seller and the seller does not trust the buyer either. So the third party now stands in the middle as an escrow. Like, okay, bring your money, bring your goods, and act as well as a middleman. So when you complete this transaction, I will release your good, I will release your money for you. That is the way this middleman works. But then the technology is fast advancing that we do not need to start trusting one another to be able to complete a transaction. Now, I do not need you. You do not need me. Bob does not need anyone. Anyone does not need Bob's trust to be able to complete a transaction. Now, how do we do it? That is when smart contract comes in place. So we write a smart contract that will handle this for you. And what a smart contract is very good in the sense that it is not biased. It is not like human that they take bribe or they do a lot of malicious things. No, it is what you put in the code that it will execute, and rest assured that it is what you put there that is going to run on the blockchain. So now, and that takes us to what the things you can use Algorand for, like I explained. decentralized finance, even in the health sector. In fact, there are a lot of areas you can use Algorand for. So now, if you are here today, if you are a developer, then you want to start exploring Algorand blockchain. And on Algorand, we have three network basically on Algorand. We have the mainnet, we have the testnet, and we have the beta net. So the testnet, how does these network, how do they work? Actually, these network, they work together. The mainnet is the main network where the main things is happening, as in the token, the assets on mainnet, they are real. Those are the assets that have values. So the network mirrors the mainnet. That means it is exactly what you have on the mainnet that you have on the testnet. But what is the difference? The difference is that you test your application first on testnet, you deploy it on testnet to see whether they're going to run exactly the way you code it. So now, before you now start, when you're now okay with it, you can now deploy it to the mainnet. That is when it becomes live, that everybody now starts seeing, and whatever token or asset you code here, they have values. Then the beta net is basically for developers. If you're developers, you want to test out new features. There are new features that come up every now and then, that are first deployed, that you can first actually access from the beta net. So that beta net allows you to access the new features, but a lot of time there are protocol changes. There are upgrades that goes on the beta net. So you want to access new features on the beta net, you deploy it on the beta net, then again the code things can change, but it's just basically for you to be able to test new features. That is what beta net is for. So before I proceed, I want to know if anyone has a question. Hello? Anyone with a question? Okay, all right, fine. I just let me quickly share my screen now. Just a minute. Can anyone see my screen, please? Hello, Chijamz, can you see my screen there?
No, sir, I don't think you've actually shared. Click on the share screen. Okay. It's coming up right now. It's up. It's up now. It's up. Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Okay, you can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
Okay, you can see an Algorand here.
Blurred. Yeah, it's kind of blurred. Yeah, we can see your screen.
But it's blurred?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start sharing it. How about now?
Okay, it's better now. Yeah, we can see your screen very well.
Okay. All right, now, sorry, I was sharing to only the host before, so let me start sharing to all participants now. Okay, all right. This is Algorand website. If you go to Algorand website, you see everything you need. Everything you need to know about Algorand is virtually on this page. We have on Algorand platform, there are three things you can do on Algorand platform. These basic categories. We have the ASA, that is the Algorand standard assets. We have the transfer atomic. Okay, I think this thing is in it's not in English. Okay, all right. Algorand is a word technology that enables frictionless finance. That is what Algorand is all about. You can go there and read. Basically, I want to talk about ASA, Algorand Standard Assets. Algorand Standard Assets, like you have in Bitcoin, you have in Ethereum rather. Let me use Ethereum as an example. You have Ethereum Ether as the main coin, main asset of the network. Then under the under Ethereum network, we have other assets, other tokens. Like we have in my MXC, we have in fact a lot of them, a lot of tokens on Ethereum network. Then all these assets, both basically they operate differently from the Ethereum itself, because Ethereum's is on a different layer to all these tokens. But you see on Algorand, an asset you deploy on Algorand enjoys the same features as the Algo token itself, as the Algo coin itself, because it is on the layer one. If I deploy a smart contract, it's on the world layer one. That is exactly the protocol level of Algorand. So it enjoys the same functionalities, the same features that an Algo currency enjoys on Algorand blockchain. So that is what asset is all about. You can deploy, you can write you can deploy an asset within a blink of an eye. You can, there are different reasons you might want to, create an asset on Algorand. Maybe for your products, you want to reward your users. You want to, just do some different things. A lot of things you can do on with Algorand asset. Let me quickly show you some of the things you can do. Yeah, you can see from here now, these are some of the example of assets that you can create on Algorand. In-game points, stable coins. You can create stable coins like we have in USDT, the Theta. You can the lower points, system credits, and so on and so forth. And there are two major categories of tokens, token or assets on Algorand. We have the fungible token, we have the non-fungible token. Like you have in Ethereum, you have in ERC20, which is the fungible tokens on here, Ethereum, and you have the non-fungible token, which are collectibles. Example of non-fungible tokens are ERC721, ERC1155, and a lot of them like that. So, but on Algorand here, you have the non-fungible tokens and the fungible tokens. And the fungible tokens are you can create a usual asset like in stable coins, like in game, the one I mentioned, and you can see from here, you can go there and read and have more understanding of Algorand as standard asset. Then the atomic transfer. Atomic transfer is also another categories of use cases of Algorand network. But because of the times, let me quickly go to the other one, because this is Algorand smart contract is one of the most interesting features of Algorand. The one that interests me most is like you can represent any forms of instruction in this manner and deploy it on Algorand. I hope I'm making sense, because the network is so bad here. Hello?
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, thank you. So Algorand smart contracts at layer one. Algorand smart contract with trustless execution on the Algorand blockchain, cost and risk are lowered while allowing for instant settlement of these contracts. Removing existing development barriers, Algorand's layer one solution solves a majority of use cases with unprecedented speed, less complexity, and significantly lower cost. Let me clearly explain this, why Algorand smart contracts at layer one is different from the smart contract you deploy on Ethereum. You understand? A lot of the things, the token, the projects you see on Ethereum today, they are basically written in smart contract. Yes. If you see like Bluetooth DeFi, a lot of decentralized applications that are coming today, they are just a smart contract deployed on Ethereum network. But you see, there are a lot of complexities while you are working with with Ethereum's smart contract, because I also do write smart contract, deployed on Ethereum, and we have to use like Solidity. Basically, that's the official language to write on Ethereum, and it is very limited because you cannot use different languages. And now you can only use Solidity, LSC, Viper, and all that, but basically Solidity. But then there are known complexity which give rise to malicious, you understand, practices on Ethereum. Several projects has been hacked, like in DAO attack. You go and read the DAO attack. These are basically because of the errors in the smart contract. And this smart contract, we understand that developers cannot be 100%, you understand, accurate in writing the code. But then you have to ensure that to the best of your capacity, that you write a clean and efficient and safe code. But then the protocol is supposed to be able to at least render some kind of functionality that will help developers to mitigate, the attack, to less the kind of attack that can be deployed and run on a smart contract. On Ethereum now, you can employ a lot of, explore, all this attack, and in digital time you can even launch an attack on all of these smart contracts. But you see, on Algorand, I'm not saying Algorand is 100% safe, but to a large extent, Algorand is very secure, because Algorand abstracts away the complexities in writing smart contracts. So your code, you have less burdens when you're writing your smart contract. You have less burden, less things to worry about when deploying your contract. Maybe we are going to be attacked or not. That is where we have the lease parameters if you are deploying your smart contract. So how do you write smart contract? It's very easy. To write smart contracts, if you're a developer in Java, JavaScript, Python, and Golang language, it's very easy for you now to write smart contracts and deploy on Algorand. That is the benefit and good feature of Algorand, because it is very wide and it is not limited to just one language alone. So you can write, if you know Python, you do JavaScript, you do Java, you can still leverage your existing skills and deploy it and write your ideas. Present your idea in a smart contract and deploy on Algorand, and be rest assured that you're going to work just as the way you deploy them. So let me go now to write a smart contract. This is what you do. Quickly go to our developer site, developer.algorand.org. I'm going to leave this. Just a minute, please. I think I lost the chart. Oh, hello. Someone said they can't hear me. I hope everybody can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you. And for Daniel, the mic, the section is recorded, so you get the recorded section immediately the section is over. And then,
Okay.
Sabob, we are asking, is it possible for you to increase the brightness of your laptop so that we can hear, you can see better? It's blurred over here.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do that now. Just a minute. I think it should be clear this way.
Yes, it's clearer now. It's clearer now. And Daniel says he can hear you now. So we are good.
All right, great. All right, great. All right, great. Thank you. So, to continue with what I'm saying, if you are a developer, you want to write smart contracts on Algorand, it's very easy. Everything has been, there are a lot of articles and tutorials that can help you get started. So you quickly go to developer.algorand.org, which I already left in the chat. Excuse me. So this is the site. So for you to get started, you go to documentation. For example, like you understand, I write code using Python. And if you want to, first of all, you need to download the Argo SDK. You need to get it running. But before then, there are basic things you need to have to be able to write smart contracts and deploy on Algorand. There are three basically things you need to requirements. Number one, you can either run a node, or you use a sandbox, or you use a third-party API, application programming interface. If you are not the advantages, each of them has their advantage and disadvantages. In the sense that if you want to run a node, for instance, you need to be able, your machine need to be able to synchronize with the blockchain from the snapshot. That means from the date the blockchain was launched to the current block. So that can take a lot of time. That can even take some days, hours. So but now if you are unable the machine is not able to do this, then you can also use a sandbox. Sandbox, if you go to here, you read about sandbox, how to use just a kind of a virtual environment that is different from your system to run, you understand, to run a node. Then then the third one, you can either use a third-party API. And the third-party API quickly lets you connect to Algorand network without you having to run a node. So it's very simple. So for example, now I use PureStick. So if you want to use PureStick, this is just what you do. Okay, which one did I use? Where is it? Just a minute, please. Okay, PureStick. This is purestick.com. I'll leave the link in the description. Oh, I think yes. You can see from the chat now, I left the link there. So you can go to PureStick. You can go to PureStick. Quickly, if you can log in. If you already have an account, you log in. If you don't have an account, quickly sign up. And when you sign up, you'll be given a token. That is your token to connect to Algorand, and you'll be given you have the access to the URL, the endpoint. You're able to connect to Algorand network. So here you register for free here. You have a free account that but with some limited fixtures. Then you can subscribe to some pro fixtures. Then you have access to better fixtures. So back to our environment. So here, as long as you choose which of these the parameters to use, maybe you want to run a node, you want to connect through the API. Me, I connect to the API, so it's easier for me. So what you need to do is for you to you download the SDKs. If you come here, start building, set up your workspace. Okay, it's loading, set up your workspace. So from here, you can either use like I said, use a third-party API, use a Docker sandbox, or run a node. Then if you go through here, you actually it helps you to get the gist. So running your first transaction is very easy on Algorand as long as you have your environment set up. If you are using Python, for example, you want to download, ensure you have a Python SDK, Python application rather, on your machine, and you want to have a code editor. I mean, I use the VSC. So now when you get it running, like now if you want to download, let me quickly show you something. Okay, please, can you see my command prompt now? I want to be sure that you are seeing on my full screen. Did somebody say hi?
So your screen is blurred. I think it's very blurred.
My skin is very, oh God.
Are you sharing? Okay, I think it's okay now. What happens is when you share two different screen, when you are using two different screen, the one you are sharing becomes blurred. Okay, right? Like right now, it is very clear. But when you're working on your command prompt, I think when you're working on command prompt, it blurs the other screen.
Okay. But you can see the command prompt now.
You can only see this place that has your first transaction and create an account.
But you cannot see the command prompt, right?
No, we are not seeing command prompt.
Okay. All right. I think I just share the. Okay.
What you would do is okay, yeah, correct, exactly. That's what this is what I wanted to tell you to do.
Okay. All right. So now for you to download to get the SDK running, this is your command prompt. Now I want to download the SDK on my machine. This is what I just need to do. Pip install um py Algorand SDK. So when you run this command on your CMD, it downloads the SDK to you, and if you have it already, it shows. You can see from here, it says requirement already satisfied. That means I've already downloaded this thing on my machine. So when you have this one running, then the next thing you want to do is you want to go to your editor. Just a minute. You want to go to your editor. Let me share this screen now. Okay, this is my editor. This is Visual Studio Code. If you want to connect to the Algorand Assets network, it's very easy. This is what you just need to do. Quickly write a function. You need the what? The Algo token, and you need the Algo address and the header. And this header is very important when you are using a third-party API and you are not connecting directly using a node. So you are not running a node. So you must take cautious that this header is very, very important. Without this header, you cannot connect. So now what you need to do is I can just write this function instead of this function connect functions connect. So just a minute. Okay, all right. So now with this simple function, now you can connect to the Algorand. This Algorand address, this is the address that means this is the endpoint to the testnet. I am connected to the testnet, and you can see from here, this is the word. This is the word makes it different. If you are connected to the beta net, you just change this one to the beta net. That's simple as that. If you are connected to the mainnet, you change this one to the mainnet. You see all this one on your dashboard on PureStick.com. Then also the Algo token is very important. The Algo token lets you connect, gives you access. It's an access point that gives you access to the network. And this one you get from PureStick because you are connecting through PureStick node. PureStick is a node on Algorand blockchain. They are running a node. So now you don't want to download the node. You want to use a third-party node. So that means you need an endpoint to connect to the PureStick node. That is why this token is very important. This token, I short it actually because I cannot reveal this because it's my personal token, but you get yours on the PureStick.com. Then you specify these headers. After this header, you quickly return this connection. When you return this connection, it's very easy. Then for you to deploy to run application, a smart contract on Algorand. Let's quickly create a token, create an asset. No. Okay. Okay, all right. To create an account on Algorand is very, very simple. Look at this here now. I want to generate an account on Algorand. These functions, let me copy this function. This function quickly let me come here for you to understand. Okay, this function lets me generate an account on Algorand, and if you don't want to use this function, Yeah, it might be confusing. It's very easy. What you just need to do is to specify um sorry, create an asset. Sorry, my time is almost up. I'm trying to make it faster now. Oh, I think I missed it already. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So what you need to do is just public key, secret key, public key, two parameters, then accounts, account dot generate account, then if you run this function, basically if you run this function, this line simply creates an account for you on Algorand. The first variable, this sk, represent the secret key, the private key, and the second one represent the public key. Then this function returns two variables to you, two values rather. One value will be assigned to the secret key and one value will be assigned to the public key. So your public key is your address. It's the address you can use to receive Algo token or any asset that are compatible with the Algorand network. Then this SK, this secret key, private key is your private key. It belongs to you, so you have to keep it very well. There are other areas you can generate accounts on Algorand. You can use the KMD client. You can also use the mnemonic phrase. So when you go through the documentation, you get more understanding on that. So to round up, I hope you have more understanding about Algorand, and if you want to create an account, a wallet on Algorand is very easy. Simply use the Algorand net wallet. Download the Algorand wallet, create an account, and from there you can have an account on Algorand to receive Algorand assets. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Okay, guys, so let me give you a summary of what just happened here into this training. Um, we introduced you to blockchain technology, and then we showed you the challenges that we have on the blockchain, whereby some blockchain networks are struggling between having effective decentralization and scalability, and the different languages, programming languages that are available for business incubation in all of the different blockchain networks that we have, and how that Algorand is bringing a solution to this ecosystem. Now, for instance, the Ethereum works with Solidity blockchain. So if you want to build a business on the blockchain using Ethereum blockchain, you would have to go and learn Solidity. And of course, Solidity is linked to the JavaScript programming languages, right? Now, other blockchains have Python as their mother language, while the solution that Algorand is bringing up allows you to use any programming language at all, okay? Be it JavaScript, be it Python, be it whatever language you know or you already have in your skills base, you are able to build your business, whatever it is you are doing, on Algorand blockchain using an interpreted language. Okay, so you are able to build any business at all. So whatever business idea you have, you are able to come on the blockchain using Algorand to build it. And of course, we went ahead to show you how easy it is to build on the Algorand blockchain and how to create accounts on the Algorand blockchain using the PureStick.io XDK. Okay, now I would want to get some questions from you. I know that most people did not understand fully what we are saying. So if there is any place that you were you were confused or you were not understanding something, it's time for you to ask a question. If you want to ask a question, please use the chat box, okay? Make use of the chat box to ask your question so that we'll be able to answer it efficiently, all right? We have less than 15 minutes to end this section. And of course, next week, we're having a second section where we are going to be talking fully on several business models. Okay, we're going to talk about business models that can be incorporated on the Algorand blockchain. Okay, so next week Saturday is the time, 12 is the date, 12 noon is the time. All right, so we're going to talk about business models. So if you have a question, please ask on the chat box. And of course, yeah, we are doing a giveaway for the first 10 people to create an Algorand wallet. Just go to Apple Store or Google Play Store and create a wallet. And then I'm going to share the link right now on the chat box, the link to where you can submit your wallet for the giveaway. So I just let me just quickly share this. Okay, so I just shared the link to the giveaway on Algorand. So for this month, so if you are able to create, and then the instructions on how to create an account, a wallet, is on the form. So you would see it on top of the form, and then you'll be able to create. Mr. Bob, there is a question. Someone is asking if you could explain better. This person is sending me this message on WhatsApp that he did not understand the difference between test net and beta net. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. He said he did not understand the difference between test net and beta net.
Okay, you want me to quickly explain that, right?
Yes, yeah. He said you should explain it better.
Okay, all right. And like I said, testnet, like the name implies, it's the part that lets you test your code, test your application before you finally deploy them to the mainnet where everybody will see it, where it has value. Then the beta net is basically for the developers, for you to test out new features that are just been released by the Algorand team, that have just been released to the network. So there are some features that are being released every now and then. They are pushed to the beta net first before they can now be available on the testnet and mainnet. When it is available on the testnet, it will actually also be available on the mainnet. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Then someone is asking, this is another question from my WhatsApp. He said, does Algorand accept React? I actually don't know more about that, but he said, does Algorand accept React programming languages?
React?
Yes, sir.
Actually, React is not a programming language. React is a
Okay.
framework.
Well, he said React. He just said React. I don't know. I just added the programming languages to it. I don't know more about
React,
that.
actually, React and React JS. We have React,
Okay.
we have React JS. But right now, Algorand does not support other languages except for basically for JavaScript, basically for JavaScript, Java, Go, and Python. So there are some, maybe in the future, there are other programming languages that might be supported.
Okay. This question is actually very funny. He said that he is starting a fish importation and exportation business. How does he incorporate Algorand into his business?
Okay, he's starting a fish
importation and exportation business. How does he
Okay.
incorporate Algorand into his business?
Actually, like what I can say here is this. Because Algorand allows for a borderless payment.
Okay.
What borderless payment means is the sense that there's no restriction, that you don't have to need, if you want to make a deal in China, you don't need China yen, or you don't need any other country's currency for you to be able to buy and sell. That's one of the restrictions of our today's the financial situation. So that actually has been a barrier to the world, to growth of trade. But now Algorand is bridging this gap, that for you to import and to do exportation, if you use, for example, now if you create an Algorand asset and your buyers, your suppliers, or your investors, or people you are doing business with, for fast payment, you can use this means of payment. You can use Argo, you can create an asset for your business that, okay, look at me, you have to pay me with this asset, or use Argo for instead. So that one will also help you. That is the way I think it can also help you. Or you also write a contract a smart contract for your business that helps you manage some of the affairs of these transactions.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. So, in summary, he can incorporate Algorand as a payment system, right?
Exactly.
He can
Exactly.
incorporate Algorand as a payment system in his business, and also he can use Algorand smart contract as logistics. He can run a logistics based system whereby they can use smart contracts to confirm if the goods have reached where it's supposed to reach, if it was delivered by the right people to the right place, and of course, get feedback. So they can use Algorand blockchain as an auditing and logistic management system. So I hope I've been able to answer your question effectively, and of course, Mr. Bob has been able to um, answer your question effectively. Ubong Ephraim dropped a
Yes,
link
I
to
can see it
how
now.
to generate Algorand accounts and transactions using React. So, for the person that asked the question on React, I think this is an answer to your question. And of course, you also
Um,
dropped a link
so,
to
hello.
Algorand Asset Management Portal. So we can use Algorand to manage your assets. This is really, really amazing.
So what? Hello.
Yeah, we can
Hello.
hear you. We can
So
hear you,
sorry,
sir.
to add, just I think what I'm seeing here is React is a framework, it's a JavaScript framework, and you
Yeah,
can
it's
write
JavaScript
application.
framework.
So long you can write a smart contract using JavaScript, then using other framework which are libraries
Yes.
can be very possible. So I think that's very possible because I don't really do JavaScript much. I do much of Python and a few Java.
All right, all right. Thank you so
Thank
so
you.
much, sir. Okay, guys. So this is where we are going to end today's section of our Algorand meetup. I hope you've been able to learn something very amazing. And please help me type thank you, Mr. Bob, on the chat box because he has really helped impacted a whole lot of knowledge for us. Thank you so much, sir. It's a really amazing time. It has been a really amazing time with you. You have really given us
Th-
an amazing insight.
Thank you
So,
very much.
guys, this is where we are going to end today's section. I'll see you all next week, Saturday, where we are going to be talking about different businesses you can incorporate on the Algorand blockchain. We're going to be extensively dealing with the different types of businesses, okay, and different types of technologies that you can start up on the Algorand blockchain. So, guys, thank you so much for coming around today. We had a very full house. We had like 22 people on the chat on the call today. It's really really amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll see you guys next week Saturday. Please remember, till we'll all win. We are all a work in progress. Ensure you try to make use of the knowledge you've learned today because it's going to benefit you in the nearest future. Till we meet again, I am Chijamz, and I'm here with Bobman, Mr. Oluwatosin Bello. He has really helped us today. And okay, so without further ado, I'll see you all next week, Saturday. Thank you, and do have a lovely weekend. Bye bye.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
Okay, someone is asking for the form. Let me just quickly share the form again before we go. You can just copy it out because the meeting will be ending anytime soon. All right, sent.